Welcome to another video. Today I want to focus on Act 1, Scene 5 of Macbeth. Please do follow if you have your copies of your play. Please do make notes. Please comment below if you have any questions, and please share with your friends. Alright guys, Act 1, Scene 5, enter Lady Macbeth alone with a letter. Now this letter starts in a very interesting way, and we can think of two particular analyses. It starts by her reading, which implies that we catch the letter either halfway through because she's already read some of it, or you can argue that you start from the beginning. Let's see how it starts. They met me in the day of success. Who's they? The witches. So Macbeth starts, if he starts the letter, he starts by saying, they met me in the day of success. Not, hello, how are you? How have you been? I miss you. None of that. It starts by saying, they met me. Who's the they? They is the witches. What is the day of success? The day of success was the day he won the battle. They met me in the day of success, and I have learned by the perfectest report. I have learned. He's been asking around about these witches. He's been inquiring about them. He wants to know more about them. He's interested. I have learned from the perfectest report, from a really reliable person, that they have more in them than mortal knowledge. Macbeth instantly puts the witches on a pedestal. They have more in them than mortal knowledge. Macbeth is a mortal. I'm a mortal. You are a mortal. Mortal is a human being. He says the witches have more in them than human knowledge. They know more than me. They know more than you. He instantly, indirectly emphasizes how the witches have more power than he does. They have more knowledge, which again is quite ironic because women in a patriarchal society didn't have much dominance. When I burned in desire, he's admitting to his wife that he wanted to know more. He was dying for it. He's burning in desire to know more. To question them further, they made themselves air into which they vanished, whilst I stood wrapped in the wonder of it. And God, this is important. We don't see a lot of love and a lot of affection from Macbeth and Lady Macbeth, but there is honesty. Macbeth doesn't hide how he felt about the witches to his wife. He tells her straight, I was wrapped. I was burning to know more. And this is why I argue that Macbeth controls Lady Macbeth from the very beginning. He's the one who kind of pulls her strings. He lures her in. He says to her, look at this, look what they told me. And it carries on. I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, and came missives from the king, who hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me, and referred to me to the coming of time. Hail, king that shall be. So he was told about the prophecies. This I have thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness. He is implying to her that he needs her to become great, my partner of greatness. He's telling her, look, I can kill, but I'm not the brains, you're the brains. You plan, you plot. He almost wanted to persuade him. Yeah, he's luring her in, my dearest partner of greatness. But it's ironic, because after Act 3, Scene 1, Act 3, Scene 2, Lady Macbeth disappears. Once Macbeth becomes great, he pushes her to one side. But let's carry on. That thou might not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Is Macbeth the fourth witch? He's almost telling his wife that you are promised greatness. He's giving her all these almost temptations. Look at what you've promised. They promised me stuff, which means you're promised greatness as well. And secondly, guys, you can reinforce the idea of patriarchy. For a woman to be great, her husband had to be great. Women themselves couldn't do anything. Women themselves didn't count for much. They needed their husbands for them to be great. And then the letter finishes. And then she begins talking. Gladness thou art and Cawdor, and shall be what thou art promised. Yet I do fear thy nature. It is too full of the milk of human kindness. What is she afraid of? What are her fears? Her fears are that Macbeth is too kind. It's too nice. She straight away understands that for him to be great, he needs to break the rules. He needs to kind of go around the edges. And she understands that he's too kind. He can't do it. Not without ambition. He doesn't lack ambition, but what does he lack? He lacks the illness to attend it. Now that word illness, what does it mean? He lacks the evil desires, the nastiness to do it. Now we can take it a little bit further. An illness is contagious. You can pass that around. And therefore it's almost implying that Macbeth hasn't got the ability to influence those around him in a negative way. But who has? Lady Macbeth. Let's skip down a bit. Now what is she going to do about all these problems? She said that there's problems. He's too kind. He hasn't got the evil side to carry out what's needed. So what is she going to do? Or what is she going to do? She decided that she will pour my spirits in thine ear. Line 13. That I may pour my spirits in thine ear. Now imagine a jug of water, and you're pouring it into a cup. Very slowly you fill it up. It doesn't get filled in an instant. Very slowly, bit by bit by bit by bit. And that's what she plans to do. She will pour something into his ear. Pour what? My spirits, her deep, dark desires. Now let's take it back down to basics. She's going to talk. Macbeth has the power of the sword. She has the power of her voice. And she will talk, and she will talk, and she will talk, and she will break down Macbeth to the point where he will do what she wants. And chastise with the valor of my tongue and control you. I want to control you with the power of my speech. The valor, the power, the bravery, the courage of my tongue. She knows she's not physically powerful. But you could argue that the power of speech is way more powerful. Because speech allows you to persuade people. And if you can persuade people, you can get them to do whatever you want. Just like the witches, Lady Macbeth will use her speech. Now we thought Macbeth was ambitious, but Lady Macbeth appears to be even more ambitious. Straight away, she's obsessed. Straight away she realizes that I must do this and this to Macbeth to become great. She's not playing about. And let's carry on. And then the servant comes and the servant tells her that the king is coming here tonight. And she doesn't believe it, and then he reinforces it, and then let's skip when the servant exits. And I want to start from line 30. Come, you spirits. How dare she call upon spirits in a religious society? But she does, which implies that Lady Macbeth is evil. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here. Now, every time I read this quote in my class, they tend to giggle. The words unsex me here. But what does she mean? How do you unsex something? Guys and girls, these words unsex me here does not mean that she wants to become a man. It means that she wants to become less feminine and more masculine. She wants to reduce her femininity. And what does she mean by that? Unsex me here and fill me from the crown to the toe, from top to bottom of direst cruelty. Fill me up with evil. Completely overtake me with evil. Make thick my blood and stop the access and passage to remorse. Remorse is when you feel almost guilty. It's when you have that conscience where you feel really, really bad about something. She's saying, get all that out of me. I don't want to have that emotion. I don't want to feel bad. And what does she want to do? And this is the part where she wants to reduce her femininity. Come to my woman's breast and take my milk for girl. Take what's pure in me. Take what's nice in me and replace it with a disgusting liquid. And then she almost refers to the idea that she really, really prays that what she is going to do doesn't affect her. She doesn't want to feel remorse. And this is reinforced when she says, my keen knife, see not the wound it makes. Don't let me see what the damage I do. Let me do the damage, but don't let me see it. Don't let me feel the consequences. And this is ironic, because Lady Macbeth ends up feeling the consequences so much that she commits suicide. So for Act 1, Scene 1, Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, this happens. There's no regret. There's no remorse. There's no guilt. But when it arrives strong, and she cannot handle it. And just as she's going through this, enter Macbeth. I want to skip this. Now let's just talk about her intentions from the very beginning. Macbeth says to her that the king is coming here tonight. And her reply is, never shall sun that morrow see. She's saying he's not going to make it till tomorrow morning. He won't live to see the sunrise. Which instantly implies that in her mind, she has decided that he will be killed tonight. Tonight is the night. And she tells him, Macbeth, my husband, look like the innocent flower. Look lovely. Look calm. Look innocent. Look nice. But be the serpent under it. Serpent, snake, religious connotations. The devil, evil. You got two extremes. The innocent flower and the snake. Be really, really lovely on the outside, but be nasty on the inside. Now this goes back to Act 1, Scene 2, when Duncan talks about how you can never tell what a man thinks and what a man feels by his face. Now she's being very clear to Macbeth. She's saying to him, you must be two-faced. And then Macbeth says to her, look, we'll talk about this later. And this is where Act 1, Scene 5 ends. Now this is the scene that we meet Lady Macbeth, and what I've just been through is very important in understanding her character. Initially, I would argue she's lured in by Macbeth, but then she owns it, and then she transforms it and transfers it back onto Macbeth, where she tells him, be like this, you can't do this, you must do this. And that is Act 1, Scene 5. I hope you found that video beneficial. Again guys, like, share, comment, subscribe, drop a comment below if there's anything you want to ask me. If there's any content you want to see, please let me know. Don't forget to like my Instagram page. Well, not like, follow my Instagram page. I do daily uploads, small video clips. I write posts about exam stuff. So please do that. Once again, thank you for watching. See you next time.